Hello and welcome everyone on this official platform of Legacy IAS Academy. A secretive military coup, a shadowy power struggle, 36 trained insurgents vanishing from one rebel camp only to reappear in another. So, welcome to Nagaland 2025, where the hills whisper not just the wind but war and revolution. Ji haan. What is really happening inside the Nationalist Socialist Council of Nagaland? Why did one faction declare a state of emergency overnight? And how could this internal rift shake the fragile peace process in like India has spent already decades in building? So today we peel back the layers of Northeast India's most complex insurgent puzzle, where ideology clashes with the ambitions and history bleeds into today's headlines. Ji haan. So stay with me because what you are about to hear might just change the way you understand India's Northeast and the global politics of ethnic identity and autonomy. A military coup, a state of emergency, 36 insurgents defect to a rival group. What is really happening in Nagaland insurgent underworld in 2025? So, in this explosive episode, we decode the hidden war inside the NSCN unification, the shocking defection of Nationalist Socialist Council of Nagaland Isaac Muvia, and how it threatens the entire Naga peace process with the Indian government. So, from the shadow leadership struggles to secret camps and the peace talks on the brink, this is the untold story of Northeast India that the world needs to hear. So, what happened recently? है ना? अभी recently क्या हुआ? So, let me tell you that NSCNU, that is Nationalist Socialist Council of Nagaland Unification, which is the organization, it has declared a state of emergency in all the Naga inhabited areas. जी हाँ. और ये अनाउंस किसने किया है? This was announced by the president of NSCNU, that is Nationalist Socialist Council of Nagaland Unification. So this is announced by whom? So this is announced by the president of NSCNU, who is the General Retired MB Nyokpao Konyak, after high level meeting which was held on 23rd April 2025. जी हाँ, ये है रिटायर्ड जनरल NSCNU लीडर न्योकपाओ कोन्याक, इन्होंने डिक्लेयर की है इमरजेंसी. And the high level meeting was held on 23rd April 2025. अब सवाल ये उठता है, why was the emergency declared? जी हाँ, why was the emergency declared? What is the reason? So, Nationalist Socialist Council of Nagaland Unification says it is facing abnormal situations and threats. So they took this step to protect the Nagaland Socialist Council, है ना, National Socialist Council of Nagaland Unification, that is Government of the People's Republic of Nagaland, which is under NSCNU, है ना. इसलिए इन्होंने ये स्टेप लिया. अब सवाल ये उठता है, what instructions were given? अब कौन कौन से इंस्ट्रक्शंस दिए गए हैं इनको? So let's try to understand. अब इंस्ट्रक्शन ये दिए गए हैं that all Naga army personnel who are on sick or casual leave, they must immediately report to the unit commanders. Now all the unit commands must stay vigilant and on high alert. Now what is the background of this internal problem? अगर हम background की बात करें कि ये conflict क्यों शुरू हुआ? See, there has been a leadership conflict inside the Nationalist Socialist Council of Nagaland U, that is unification. अब इस में याद रखिएगा, इसमें दो ग्रुप है NSCN-U में. there are two groups. One group is led by MB Nyokpao Konyak and Elizo Venue. See his images. This is Konyak and this is another personality, है ना, जिनका नाम है Elizo Venue, है ना. So there are two peoples. Another group, दूसरा group जो है, the other group is led by N Kitovi Zimomi. N Kitovi Zimomi. This is his image. So this is another group which is led by N Kitovi Zimomi. So what happened earlier on March 2022, in 2025 there was an alleged military coup at Khewoi camp. एक मिलिट्री कूप हुआ था खेओई कैंप पे, है ना. अब इसमें क्या हुआ, अब ये याद रखिए, अब खेओई कैंप क्या है, खेओई कैंप जो है वो NSCN-U का मेन बेस है. So sources they say that Kitovi Zimomi may have engineered the coup to retake the camp as he lost in 2024. जी हाँ, कहा जा रहा है, सोर्सेस से ये पता चल रहा है कि हो सकता है कितोवी जिमोमी ने ये कूप करवाया हो ताकि वो इस कैंप को फिर से रीगेन कर सकें, बिकॉज ही लॉस्ट दिस कैंप इन अप्रैल 2024. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंड नेक्स्ट, अब इसके बाद क्या हुआ, देयर इज अनदर राइवल ग्रुप एंड द नेम ऑफ दैट राइवल ग्रुप इज NSCN-IM, that is National Socialist Council of Nagaland Izak Movia faction. Now this faction announced that 36 cadres from Nationalist Socialist Council of Nagaland U, that is unification, have joined them. That is why these 36 people include senior officials, senior officers and civil staff. So Nationalist Socialist Council of Nagaland Izak Movia welcomed them and saying that they had made a wise decision by leaving the opportunistic and visionless leaders. Now, an introductory meeting was held in Long Vibu's chamber with the high-ranking Naga army officers who were present. तो काफी हाई लेवल की मीटिंग हुई and a cordial reception and formal induction for these 36 people will happen soon. And if, remember this thing, that it could have several serious political security as well as peace process related impact also. अब इसका impact भी पड़ेगा सिक्योरिटी पर, पीस प्रोसेस से रिलेटेड काफी सारे इम्पैक्ट पड़ेंगे. अब क्या पॉसिबल आउटकम्स यहां पर हो सकते हैं, व्हाट कैन बी द पॉसिबल आउटकम्स ऑल दिस इशू. Now it can worsen the internal division among Naga groups. जी हाँ, it can worsen the internal division among Naga groups. कैसे, अभी मैंने आपको बताया that there are two groups in National Socialist Council of Nagaland unification. So National Socialist Council of Nagaland unification split between the Nyokpao Konyak and another Kitovi Zimomi, है ना, Kitovi Zimomi. It could deepen. This weakens the collective Naga voice in peace negotiation with the Indian government, and more defections like 36 cadres to join NSCN-IM. It may follow more cadres, है ना, which leads to further fragmentation. Apart from this, अब इससे strengthen कौन सी organization होगी? This is going to strengthen the NSCN-IM. Izak Movia. जी हाँ. Now this will strengthen this organization. Now NSCN-IM, the largest and most powerful Naga group, it gained more cadres, officers and legitimacy, and it could also use this to assert the dominance among the Naga factions, possibly marginalizing the NSCN-U. This may shift the balance of power with Naga insurgent politics as well. Apart from this, there can be threat to Naga peace process. जी हाँ, Now, threat to Naga peace. How it is a threat to Naga peace? Now, internal power struggle started and military coup signals the instability, which is making the trust building difficult. So, this 2015 framework agreement between the NSCN-IM and the government of India may be undermined by such chaos, and the Indian government may find it harder to deal with such fragmented Naga political landscape. Apart from this, security risk in Nagaland और नागा inhabited areas. जी हाँ, security risk हो सकती है कैसे? The state of emergency declared by NSCN-U, it could lead to the military mobilization, checkpoints or clashes. So civilians in Naga areas, they may face disruption, fear or displacement also if the violence erupts. है ना? So there is a risk of interfactional conflict, especially between NSCN-U and NSCN-IM or Zimomis group. Now, there are opportunities for Indian forces also. Now, how opportunities for Indian security forces? Now, this internal splits, it may weaken the insurgent coordination, which given Indian security force an edge on this issue. Now, the government could also use this moment to isolate the extremist factions and promote talks with moderate ones. Apart from this, impact on civil society and tribal unity also. Now, how impact on civil society and tribal unity? Now, बहुत ध्यान से समझिएगा that these divisions can harm the Naga unity, both politically as well as socially. Civil society groups, which often mediate, they may find it harder to engage with multiple power centers. This crisis in NSCN-U. And it could also affect the India's strategy. समझ में आ रहा है? Now, ये जो crisis हुई है नागालैंड में, this crisis in NSCN, that is National Socialist Council of Nagaland Unification, it could affect India's strategy in Northeast and broader Naga peace negotiation. अब ये कैसे होगा, है ना? अब ये होगा कैसे? First of all, it will weaken the bargaining power of Naga. जी हाँ, it is going to weaken Naga power of bargaining, है ना? अब ये कैसे वीक हो जाएगी बार्गेनिंग पावर? सी, there is fragmentation within the National Socialist Council of Nagaland Unification, and the defection of 36 cadres of NSCN-U who joined NSCN-IM further splinters the Naga nationalist movement. Now, how will it impact? Now, impact will be, now India can delay or renegotiate terms of the framework agreement of 2015. Now, New Delhi may argue that there is no single unified Naga voice to sign a final agreement. Now, this tilts the power balance in favor of Indian state. Apart from this, opportunity to isolate hardliners. जी हाँ, opportunity to isolate hardliners. So let me tell you now how to isolate the hardliners, है ना? कैसे opportunity है ये hardliners को isolate करने की? So with infighting and accusations of the visionless leadership within the National Socialist Council of Nagaland Unification, India can also discredit the extremist elements, especially Kitovi's faction जो है उसको क्या कर सकते हैं, पूरी तरीके से discredit कर सकते हैं. India can promote, Indian government, central government can promote the dialogue with more cooperative or moderate groups like NSCN-IM if they show the flexibility. Offer rehabilitation to the defectors, breaking the ideological hold of hardline leadership. Apart from this, managing security risk in Northeast. So how to manage security risk in Northeast area? So let me tell you, the state of emergency which is declared by the NSCN-U, it shows the potential of armed clashes. Now, how It shows the potential for armed clashes. So what should be the strategy? India may increase the military surveillance and troop deployment in Nagaland and nearby areas. Example, as you can see here, Manipur, है ना? Then Arunachal Pradesh. So intelligence operation may be intensified to prevent the interfactional violence or new alliance forming with other insurgent groups like Alpha, PLA. Apart from this, reinforcing the central control over peace process. Now, how to reinforce the central control over the peace process? So, this crisis allows central government or Indian government to reject Naga demand for a separate flag and constitution, arguing that internal chaos proves lack of governance capacity. Now, it can also allow India to push for a one solution for all Nagas within the Indian constitution framework, which is minimizing the special arrangements. Apart from this, cross-border considerations with Myanmar. Now, kaise? Try to understand that many Naga groups, they operate across India-Myanmar border. तो अब यहां पर इंडिया क्या कर सकता है? इंडिया में strengthen the coordination with Myanmar military, that is Tatmadaw. So India can strengthen the coordination with Myanmar military so that India can crack down these insurgent groups. Now, India may also use this moment to pressurize the NSC and IM to surrender the foreign based camps in exchange for political concessions. Now, another thing is there is a risk of spillover into another movements. Kaise? If this issue is mishandled, remember this thing, if this issue is mishandled, Naga instability could embolden. Now with this, Kuki, Zo or Zomi groups, especially in Manipur area, who are already in conflict with Meiteis, then Meitei underground groups to exploit the chaos, then general rise in the ethnic polarization and distrust across the northeastern states. So overall, when we see this kind of situation, India is surrounded, Northeast is surrounded with the conflict. So the Nationalist Socialist Council of Nagaland, U, this NSCN-U crisis is both a risk as well as opportunity for India. Risk कैसे है? If it escalates into violence, it will derail the peace talks. Opportunity कैसे है? If India uses this moment to consolidate moderate actors, marginalize hardliners, and push for a final settlement on its own terms. Okay, so this is the issue with respect to Nagaland. So overall, as the hills of Nagaland brace for uncertainty, one thing is clear, that this is no longer just a local power game. This is the story of a fractured dreams. This is the story of ideologies hijacked by the ambition. And this is the story of a peace process now dangling by a thread. Now, my question here is, will the Indian states, that is Indian government, central government, seize this moment to unify and heal? Or will more blood will be spilled over a map that never truly belonged to any one side? So the defection of 36 cadres might look like just numbers, but in the world of insurgency, every soldier, every step, every silence speaks volumes. So if you found this eye-opening, so do not just scroll, like, share and subscribe our channel, that is Legacy IAS Academy, because the world needs to know that India's Northeast is not just a borderland, it is a battlefield of identities, loyalties and future yet to be written. Thank you so much.